Hi, I'm Steve, and this is where I live now. Some fun things about this place are that I can't really move a whole lot without the floor creaking. I feel like everyone can constantly hear me all the time. I'm in an apartment, by the way, and despite the fact that it's 300 square feet and technically really only one room and a bathroom, I'm constantly losing my things. But like, it's my apartment too, like I live here too. I'm allowed to do the things that I like to do. And also I'm fairly certain that everyone else in the building, there's 4 people, including myself, who live here. I'm pretty sure everyone else has gone and out. So even if I could be heard in all the other apartments, no, I can't, because I'm home alone. My God, this feels so weird. I hate it. Also, I just discovered this morning that my laptop, I got a new laptop and a new apartment and a new city and a new job. Lots of new things going on. But my laptop doesn't have, like, any of the ports that I needed to have, so I'm recording on my phone. I wanted the camera to be facing this way because this side of the apartment looks way cooler than this side of the apartment. Just so that everyone knows what I feel about the backdrop currently. So yeah, a little update. I'm hoping that fan isn't too much of a problem, but I moved to South Dakota. Can you guess why? It's not because of the social political landscape. I got a job! I'm a zookeeper! I'm a real zookeeper on my own. It's great. I'm working with giraffes and painted dogs and meerkats and tortoises so far, but eventually I'm gonna be working with those things plus bongos and zebras and rhinos, and I'm so excited and having such a good time, and that's enough on that for now. You can actually see, here's my full khaki uniform. It hasn't stopped me from wearing my trusty blue zoo work hat at work though. No one has said anything about it yet, and no one will stop me. So here I am. I'm out on my own. I'm making a living. I'm doing it. I'm really here. Couple of fun updates about being an adult that no one told me about. I have to shave every single morning now. That's new to me. And just a lot of weird shit happens to adults, especially I feel like new adults as they become adults, because let's be real, before 6 weeks ago, I hadn't really ever been on my own. I went to college, but that was, college. I had gone places for internships, but that was, not on my own. And before that, any other time I was, an adult, I was living at home with my parents, paying no rent, doing almost nothing, and feeling really, really good about it too. So this is where I live now, and this is just gonna be a fun little update of a collection of stories of weird shit that's happened to me as I've become a new adult. First of which being I have to go to a laundromat now to do my laundry. What the hell? What kind of apocalyptic hellscape is this? You're telling me I gotta go in public to do my laundry? How do people do this? How have people been doing this for decades? This first story is something that didn't happen to me, but it very well could have. At the laundromat, I'm washing my laundry, with the machines going. Guy comes in, uses the exact same washing machine as I did directly after me, and it's just like spilling everywhere. There's water just spilling out onto the floor. Terrible. I would have honestly just probably left and never returned. And the clothes that would have been in that washing machine, if they were mine, I just would have never worn them again. I would have that's it. I would have accepted defeat. There's nothing I could do. I felt so bad for the guy. And one of the other dudes in the laundromat was like, the guy who used the machine before you was sitting right there. And he pointed at me and he's like, and he didn't have any problems with it. And I'm like, don't draw attention to me. I'm also, of course, in this brand new place, brand new city, brand new state, brand new job. I gotta go out and explore, So something else I'm learning is going to a restaurant alone is terrible and really uncomfortable and weird. I walk into this restaurant and they say, how many? I go, 1. They say, just 1. And I go, yes. And then the hostess scans the restaurant, looks for the table that's got the least amount of chairs so that they don't waste space on my one person going to the restaurant. I sit down at this table in this dark corner of the restaurant away from everyone else, and then another waitress comes, and after I get my food, which was brought out by another person, there were like 4 people that came to the table at this restaurant. It was crazy. But one waitress sits down at my table with me, sits across from me and says, "You got one of those faces. I gotta ask, how old are you?" And I say, "I'm 24. She goes, I would have guessed 20. You're gonna look good when you're my age. I'm 46. And what I heard myself saying, I did not think any of the words that came out of my mouth before I said them, I said, "Well, I just shaved this morning." And then when she said about looking good when I'm her age, I was like, "Yeah, I hope so." And then she said, "Enjoy your food." She got up and walked away. And it was just like a very bizarre thing, I think, to happen. Am I crazy? Is that normal? I don't know. And then what feels like later that same day, but might have been like weeks apart, I was at the self-checkout of a grocery store, and I don't really even have the full details of this story, and I apologize in advance for how messy this is gonna be, but I think the situation was a guy was having a problem at one of the machines, and like the helper person went away to go figure out the problem, but then came back. But when the helper person worker came back to help the guy who was having a problem with the machine, she came to me and said something along the lines of, "All right, what you got?" Or "How far did we get?" Or "What did we figure out?" Or "What did we find out?" Or something, I think in reference to the guy figuring out the machine. And I stood there, I froze and went, and then the guy who she was helping was like, "Oh, and she goes, "Oh, hi." And I just like, she walked away. And then I walked away, and I'm like, what the hell? Did that even happen? Is any of this real? Is it all a dream? Am I it's crazy. Crazy shit happens all the time, and no one told me that weird shit was gonna happen. Like, no one was preparing me that weird shit happens to adults, like, all the time. And things like this don't typically happen to me. This is very like recent and new. For the most part, I've been able to, stare at the ground, keep my head in the sand, and nothing weird or bad happens to me. I just kind of float through life, and it just keeps going. And now things get thrown at me, and I don't know what to do about it. And also, to get like internet and Wi-Fi set up, like, just such a complicated, overcomplicated process for no reason. I had to make like 15, that's an exaggeration, like 3 phone calls, and every time, and I hate making phone calls, but every time it was just like this complicated thing, like, "Hey, I don't know which type of router box I got because like, I don't know anything about anything." And then, "Do you need any help?" they'd ask. "Do you need any help setting it up?" And I'm, "Not really, I think I got it from here." Boom, call them back 5 minutes later. "Hey, I can't actually get this figured out on my own, but help me out, thanks." "Oh, okay, we can help you with that, blah, blah, it's all set up, good, bye." Boom, thanks, okay. Third problem arises, I need some sort of like PIN, and then to access the PIN, I need to like get some account thing, but they had made a typo in the email. They spelled Marsho with a C in it. M-A-R-C-S-H-O? I'm like, why would you put that in there? I think it's a requirement that they have to mess up your email so that you have to call them, so that like they know that you're a real person who needs Wi-Fi for real. And I'm like, why is this so complicated? It took like 3 weeks Oh, why? Why is everything as an adult so stupid and overly complicated and stressful and online and involving so many phone calls? Like, why would it work for me? I gotta do this CPR training thing for work online, and for some reason all the courses are in Spanish, and I'm like, why? Like, of course it couldn't just work, you know? I'm just like not a very online tech savvy type of guy, and just dumb shit continues. It's just, I don't know why. I don't ask for anything to happen. It could only happen to me. Another fun story, in the beginning of work, there were 2 rakes at my job in the giraffe building that we would use, and my boss on one of my days of training said, "We really like this rake, so don't let anything happen to this rake." Can you guess what happened to this rake that's what I'm holding here in my hands? Lots of days at the job as a zookeeper are stressful. I don't know how many people know that, but it's stressful. And there's like a time crunch and a rush to get everything done. But there was a day where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get everything done, and I'm gonna get everything done on time. I'm gonna make it. And I'm raking up this pile of hay, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it. And I'm using this rake, and don't let anything happen to this rake. This is a good rake. And I'm like 3 rake strokes in, and it just snaps in half. And I'm like, I just stared at it and I went, oh no, why? Why? And I'm like, 2 days prior is when my boss had told me, don't let anything happen to this rake. We really like this rake. And I'm like, this is just such an on-brand thing to happen to me. It's really just, it's dumb, stupid luck, and it happens all the time. And boy, oh boy, is it going to continue to happen as an adult. But yeah, this is life now. I'm here. This is my apartment where I pay to live in this state that is 7 hours away from everything I've ever known and all the people I've ever loved. But I'm doing just fine. And I do mean just fine. No, but it's good. It's good. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of weird things happen to me that I'm able to tell in story form and, you know, share with the ether of the online. Also, one of the people at my orientation for my first day of work was like, gotta be transparent, saw your YouTube videos, so please don't act like if you are at work and you work with me, don't act like this exists, okay? Just don't. Yeah, but I'm excited to put the old YouTube hat back on. Got some ideas planned and in the works, and, you know, having a good time, just living life out here in the Windy City, South Dakota. Having a, you know, it's really not that bad. And honestly, if you just showed me a picture of it, I wouldn't think it's any different from home. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make someone smile today. I hope you smile today. Bye!